and welcome to Project Communities 2015. We are now live from several places around the world and from
From the Hague University in The Hague, the Netherlands. Yay!
Yay! Hello, hey!
Okay, I'm going to turn this around. These are the students. They've all been working very hard. Welcome, students and our NGOs who are here and who are across the world with us today as well. I want to thank you guys for making this the best project community course ever. I realize we've asked a lot of you this year. We've given you specific roles and you've taken on specific tasks every single week, which has been a great amount of collaboration and communication between the two and three groups together. It's been wonderful watching you guys, also wonderful watching the struggles and then getting out of the struggles together. I think you've learned a lot. I think you can agree with me that you have learned so much because you've really done it yourself. I'm also going to ask you next week for some feedback. So how can we make this even clearer than it was this week, this module? How can we make it better for the next year? Because that's what we do every year. We ask the students what went wrong and what could be made better. So we're going to ask you that as well. At the end of the day, after all the presentations, I'm going to ask each group to come up, introduce themselves, and we'll start the video. And then after that, after all the videos have been played, also we're thanking the NGOs. Maybe you're from Costa Casa, I think? Yes? Welcome here from Costa Casa. Great that the Dutch edition of Costa Casa is here as well. But at the end of the presentations, we're going to ask you to fill in some evaluation forms. And I'm going to do a Janneke is going to do a really short explanation.
Every one of your tutors has just a tiny little form. And this is not really an official instrument, but it's an instrument that we will use partly for two reasons. We're going to ask you to fill in your perception of how the process went and how everybody's individual, how every individual team member's input was. How their effort.
Heads up. When somebody speaks, they should really come in front of the picture so we could hear you.
Great.
I know that wasn't for us, but you know.
We want to see Janneke.
Yeah, great.
And we want the URL too so we can see the survey.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's over there.
Can you repeat everything?
Yeah, so we have these. We're going to ask you to divide a specific amount of points across all the team members, and we're going to ask you to do this and hand it in by the end of class. And I'll just move over here so that you can see me. So hand it in at the end of the it's not an official instrument, but it will be used as input for reflection. And if it's very consistent, for example, it might also be used by the tutor to influence individual grades. But that is only if it's super consistent. And that is up to you. So please be sure that by the end of the day, you have one of these filled in and given back, handed back to the tutor. All right? No questions?
Okay,
Back to you.
I think we'll get down to the nitty-gritty. I know Shorty has a meeting she has to get to, so we're going to start the videos. I'm going to walk over to the computer now. Alan?
Yes, and I'm going to line up the playlist for people watching here. Tell me when you hit play.
Okay.
She has
No, I wouldn't do that. Okay, I'm going to hit play now.
Yay! Oops, I think I muted Laura. I don't know how to unmute her.
Laura, unmute yourself, please.
Sorry, I muted you, Laura, by accident.
I've had this problem before.
Oh,
She's still muted.
yeah.
Laura, you're still muted.
Laura, can you hear us?
Laura, can you hear us?
We can't hear you.
Tommy, can you hear me?
Can you feel me?
See me.
I can see.
Feel me.
Now I'm sure you can see.
Yay!
Yay! Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay. Well, first of all, Shorty, do you have any questions for your teams? Or any comments?
Well, I don't have any questions at all. The comment, the one I want to thank them for the creative ideas. I didn't give them any of our ideas that we as a group had come up with, especially for that reason. And they came up with ideas that we hadn't thought of, specifically the tiny offices one. Most of the ideas that we had for generating revenue relied really just on the tiny house community. We really, really liked the idea of bringing in somebody else besides the tiny house community to generate revenue off of, so that it isn't just somebody renting, to live in the community, and it isn't just the workshops, but, which are ideas that we had, but to do a business center, an office center kind of thing out in the woods, even a retreat facility where we're bringing in people who aren't necessarily related to the specific community, I think is really good idea and something that we're going to play with a little bit more.
Okay. Thank you very much. Do you guys have any questions here from the audience? Any comments from the tutors?
Just a question about the workshops.
Sebastian.
The workshops. So you state in the video that they don't cost anything. How does it work? Because $0. Why don't you use the other group?
That's what you would like to know.
How does it work? Because they
Yes,
must.
please speak up.
Yeah. How does it work?
Are they asking me that, or are they asking my group that?
Yeah, asking your team, your group
Okay.
that.
We had the idea about the workshops. They said that it didn't cost anything. No, I mean.
Speak up.
You have to move to the microphone.
And move to the microphone. Yeah. Microphone moves to you.
Okay.
Basically, once you get the land, then you organize the workshops, and people would pay to participate in those workshops.
Right.
So that's
And the workshop fees would cover the construction of the tiny houses.
yeah.
Okay.
So Shorty, as I was watching their video, I was also thinking writers retreat.
I saw your retreat centers, writers retreats, small artist communities. There's so many things that could be done, with something like that. Basically, our idea for the overall community, and they touched on a little bit, is a third as living space, a third as construction space, and then a third as revenue generating business space.
Yeah.
And so we would be able to live and work and play within the community. And so it's definitely a retreat center, and we're definitely looking at property that's out in nature more and not in the city, but we're close to Orlando, so that's a good, convenient, desirable location too.
So I have a question for the team. What was the highlight of this process? The best thing?
Video call Nancy and Shorty.
Anybody else?
Being done, maybe?
Turned out really nice.
Finishing the group work, actually.
The group work.
I got to say, it's impressive how the groups really blended their ideas. Yeah. They just weren't glommed onto each other. They really united them, and that's impressive.
It's not easy.
And I did meet with each of them separately. We met on the same day, but I did meet with them separately, and I think about halfway through they started really communicating with each other. I could tell when they all started talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Excellent video. The animation is great.
I just want to add, next to the solutions, very natural in working together, and as well as I don't need to intervene in the process for the group process. So that's quite interesting, because even though there are differences in how show their entrepreneurship, like coming up with stuff to talk to, but still as a group they are very natural, both of them, and it's really appreciate to handle that enthusiasm to really function as a group, and both did very good in that particular class.
Okay. Okay.
Excellent.
Excellent. Thank you. I think we're ready to go to the next video, Alan.
Yes, yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm almost ready.
Tell me when you're ready, and I'll walk to the push play.
Okay, I'm ready. I clicked once.
And we're clicking on our YouTube app again.
No, it should pop up for you automatically. Francois, don't click play. You're starting it over for everybody. All right, please do not click play.
Natalia, hi.
I guess so. Please do not stop. Do not push the play button.
We're the local bowling team. So?
Do you want me to stop?
Are you part of the swimming team? You should actually join us.
Oh, shit, stop. Laura,
We
you're
heard
gonna
that.
sorry, you're gonna have to unmute yourself again. Sorry.
Laura,
Laura.
you hear us to unmute?
Oh, check, check, check.
Go ahead and unmute.
Sorry,
So weird on an iPad.
Yeah, I have to unmute you when we watch the videos because we can hear your audio.
Yeah.
But that was fantastic.
No, great. Okay. Well, thanks, guys. Francois.
Congratulations.
Do you have any comments or questions you want to ask?
I see that the sorry for my voice. I see that the script was very carefully written, and it carries a lot of the great energy for the future, and I congratulate the whole group. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Francois. Sebastian?
Yeah. Here's we printed out the honorary founding members
Great.
certificates, and then we're going to hand them to you now.
Yes, great timing.
How often do you get to be a founding member on a student project? Mamma mia!
Yeah.
Misschien wil François er iets over zeggen.
Francois, would you like to say something about the certificates, making them honorary founding members?
Sure. This honorary means that it's a class of members that have not contributed financially, but have contributed to an even higher level for the perennity and for the life coming to the foundation in the future. So in honorary, there is the word honor, and this is what I want to express. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sebastian, do you have anything else you'd like to say to the group?
Wonderful footage. Wonderful movie.
Footage. Surfing.
Surfing and stuff. Yeah, I really enjoyed working with the group, and I'm part of the cooperativeness of this group, because they started on a very early stage working together as a group of 15 people, and they managed well to organize all the things and to communicate everything they were going to do. So, great achievement. Very proud.
Okay. Any questions from the audience?
Where did the video come from? I noticed you credited it, but how did you where did it come from? How did you find it?
I recognize
Everyone's vacation footage.
Vacation footage.
How fabulous!
It's great footage, and I enjoyed seeing two different styles in these first two videos: the animation and then the merge footage with the message. So kudos to everybody for putting it together, and it really works cohesively.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you, Francois, for challenging our students. And a final applause.
I still get to ask my other question. Wait a minute. What was the highlight?
What was that? Guys. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
sorry.
get back.
What was the highlight?
I think it was seeing everything I've been working on for so long come together and actually have a final video to show all our work that we've been doing.
Can I have the final question? Since we're not having the final round yet, but so you come back. So you've been working as a group of 15, as I understand, actually as a team of 15. So let's say you meet another group of 15 people that haven't worked together yet before. What will be your best advice to them? How do you start? So you meet up in a room, you're 15 people. What is the first step towards success to work as a team of 15?
Divide into smaller groups.
Could you say that?
Yeah, no, what we did is we did recognize that we worked as a big team, as a whole. But within our big team, we had 3 smaller ones, and each one had a leader, and we made sure that the communication was almost perfect between all of us. And it's almost impossible to keep it going if you're 15 and there is no representative of certain ideas.
So who would take the lead? So you start on Monday or Wednesday.
The team.
How do you decide?
Yeah,
Team leaders usually.
Yeah.
And every week different people with different tasks were presenting and organizing everything on Monday. The first week it was team leaders, next week it was production managers, and we always change and mostly work the people with the same tasks work together.
We usually have a discussion.
Can't hear you.
We usually have a discussion with the whole group beforehand.
Can you guys hear Benji?
Sort of.
Sort of.
We have a discussion with the whole group when we start class together
Okay.
to determine what we need to
So
do.
you start off your class by having a group discussion with all 15?
Yeah, and we
Wow.
had teams. So we either had the original teams, the NGO teams, or specialized ones, saying all the group leaders come together and work on a general plan, or the production managers go into their team and work on the video and the communication managers. Yeah, so it's important to realize what groups work on what.
Start as a big group.
Yeah.
So you learned the jigsaw method pretty well, I guess.
It's quite fascinating because your whole work was given as an example to other tutors as well, that look at Sebastian Group, how they are working. It still fascinates me that 15 people working together, because I couldn't make 5 people working together in my groups. So, I mean, it's quite an, I don't know how to compliment him or compliment you, but I compliment you guys, because even though the tutor is something, but still it's how you work together, because it's still a good example, and I hope you continue this working together in the future, because it's gonna only get difficult, you know.
And maybe a somewhat of a tangential. The motivation here largely was because this is a class. So what happens when you go out as just a project, and how do you motivate people to be part of it? So I think you all were highly motivated by both aspects of this.
And by Francois.
And by Francois. But when it's not part of a curriculum where there's the incentive of the grade and that's all important, how do you get that motivation going? That's a thought. Yeah, I don't know. You can't really answer that right now. Yay.
Can I hit play again?
All right. We're for Robotica, right?
Is that the next one on the list?
Yep. I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
And just for the people in the Hangout, I'm the only one who's going to click play.
Okay. No. Okay, I'm walking.
Okay, she's walking. Actually, I'm going to play ours now, so we're a little ahead of them.
Play, Alan.
Okay, Laura, you'll need to unmute.
We're making Laura work so hard.
They all left. It looks like there's nobody there.
Hello, hello, Hague. Hello, Hague. Is anybody left in the Hague?
Yes, we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Yay! Wild applause.
And the teams assemble.
Like robots.
Yes, we must respond to this one like robots. We must
will.
not talk like human beings.
We are robots. We are meant to give feedback.
Okay,
So-
since our NGO isn't with us, I think I'll turn to our tutor first.
First feedback. Well, guys, I think with respect to the other two teams, I can see there's a difference in coherence and fluency with regards to what the video looks like. But I think you did quite well in introducing the problem very clearly, and also in at least making a coherent line throughout the video. And I do believe that the integration of the different ideas could have been, in the past couple of weeks, could have been much more. But this is something you all took a very different approach to the problem, which also leads to a very different solution. So I also think that there's a unique view to that. So that is what I'll keep it to that.
Okay.
I'm just going to invite
Nancy and Alan?
Okay, and Cynthia Reyes just joined us too. Is she with Robotica?
Yes.
Yes.
Cynthia,
She
might not have seen the video.
I think her mic is muted too.
Oh, there she is.
Hey!
She's getting ready. She's getting ready.
She's putting on the headset. Yeah, you can see it.
She's coming. We'll fill the space.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
Okay.
We still can't hear you.
Say something, Cynthia.
She's checking her settings, I think. I see her looking at the settings screen from the eye angle.
So, while Cynthia's checking her audio, who did the drawings in the middle one? Who was the sketcher?
Yeah, with
Let's see if we can focus.
You got a question?
Okay, she's got connectivity problems. So who is the sketcher?
You drew the video? Okay.
That's great. That's great.
How did you record it?
It was up the screen. It's like I just joined on the computer to record the process.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful style, and I thought it's a nice change from using media elsewhere you find actually see, and so those really added a great element.
The other thing I really enjoyed was this idea of the zooming in on each of the individual robots. You know, it probably could have been done a little more strongly, but I thought it was a really original idea to have each robot represent each thing. So, you know you guys dealt with a lot of struggles, and so I'm really impressed with what you ended up with, because I know you've had a lot of different challenges that, and in projects that happens, but you ended up, you finished it, you got it through, and your perseverance till the end, I think, was really important, because, you know, I feel like some of you might have said, forget it, and given up, but you didn't. You kept going, and that's super important. I left you a question on your blog, and I'm curious to hear from a follow-up standpoint, and I'm sorry Cynthia's not here, so this is something I would also suggest you communicate with Cynthia. But did you make contact with that museum? Have you initiated any of those actual contacts? If so, you need to hand them off very clearly to Cynthia so those don't get lost. Because wasting a contact is like, you know, not eating the good chocolate in front of you. It's bad. So what's the status of those relationships?
Well, I think we have the email addresses of some people in the museum, and that's how far it is.
We actually tried. We tried, but they didn't reply.
Okay. Did you hear that answer?
Yeah. So you need to communicate that clearly to Cynthia, because you could think when watching the video that this is a done deal. Okay, because it was presented very compellingly. and it's an opportunity versus a done deal. So as you document your final comments for your client in your blog, make sure you share that, because it's really good stuff, but it's not finished. So if they want to do it, they need to finish, and you need to hand off the context and stuff. And actually, this other comment goes to everybody. If you ever decided to do one more tiny little edits to your video, is to put a link to your blogs in the beginning or the end of your videos, or if not, on the YouTube page, put the link in the information about the thing, because there's, as we've discussed in our consulting calls, there's so much information and things you've learned that's not going to fit in the video, and it would be overwhelming if you put it all in the video. But link, that's the power of the internet, that hyperlink. So everybody should have a link to their blog in their YouTube video page. Okay?
Yeah, I would agree with Nancy. You don't have to re-edit your video, but if you put, when you upload the video, there's a place to add descriptive information. So you can put your link, you can put all kinds of credits. It's kind of like a separate little blog post.
And the tag, put ProjCom15. Tag your videos, because then when other people are looking for project community, it'll show up.
Actually, not. Tags don't work in YouTube.
Oh crap!
They took a. That's a long story, but I like also the way you had the 3 different ideas that were presented, and it's a recommendation for them to choose one or maybe blend them. And a great job also for wrapping the projects together at the end in the summer. Yeah. That was really well done.
Yeah.
So what was the? I know there's a lot of challenges. What was the highlight, guys?
What was the highlight?
Nothing.
Maybe receiving the certificate of the honors membership of Robert Elisiva. We're still waiting on that.
You got a 3D print one.
Yeah, well,
anybody else? Maybe for me it was seeing the final video with all 3 teams in there. That was pretty cool. And the final report, which you already posted, Team Swag. Congratulations getting that together. Yay! Okay.
Yay! Perseverance!
Yay!
Robots!
Perseverance! And let me say, as someone who works as a consultant, this always happens sometimes. It does always. These sort of things show up in our lives, and your ability to persevere is one of those assets that will serve you the rest of your life. So even through challenges, we learn amazing things.
Yeah. Okay, we're ready to go on to the next one. How about you guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Yay! Now everybody, I had to mute everybody's mic. Hi, Staley.
He just said hi. She's going to school.
Go to school. Hello, Haig. Come in, Haig. Yay,
Unmute.
Haig.
And unmute Cynthia. You can unmute too.
Sorry, I had to mute everybody.
So Laura, we have Cynthia back, and I wonder if we just want to give her a chance to say anything before we move on to Stahili.
You're still muted, Laura.
Yeah, and you're still muted.
She's reaching for the buttons.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Cynthia?
Hi, is my sound okay this time?
Yep.
Yep.
Can understand
Oh,
you?
nice.
What we're going to do first is we're going to go to the Robotica group. Yeah.
So, well, hi. I'm very sorry for the time. And I really wanted to have the chance to tell you how grateful I am for the hard work you did for us. Actually, we have already shared your video with our teachers and the people who help us. And yesterday we had a long talk about it. We loved your ideas, actually. And yes, we are going to consider them like different stages to implement. Probably the first one is that we're going to get some materials printed with 3D printing, as you suggested. And some of them, I think we can get to manufacture like injection plastic pieces, low cost, that I think we might be able to get. And after that, we are going to start giving workshops on museums and things like that, as you suggested. And of course, the hardest part to do will be the part of creating a game. So that will be like the third step. But actually, everybody loved your ideas, and we are really, really happy and thankful that you did all that great job for us, and you spend your time. And we actually love the video, and we really hope in the future to still share your names and your credit for giving us this punch in this early time for our NGO.
Wow, you can't get much better than that.
Woo! Another applause for Robotica.
Thank you very much.
Talk about impact.
Thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank
Perfect.
you.
Thank you, and thank you for persisting to get back in, Cynthia, because
Absolutely.
I have a feeling that message was worth a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What you do is really awesome, guys. Thank you very much.
Yay, students.
Been received, and we're going to move on to Stahili, who just had their presentation in the meantime. Thank you very much, Cynthia.
Okay, Stahili.
Stahili.
Let's hear it for Stahili.
Woo! What a gorgeous video. That was tremendous.
And she said, "Dear Laura, I want to thank you so very much for involving Stahili in your course. I hope that this has served useful to the students. I wanted to let you know that the students working on the project, and in particular Emilio and Elisa, have been exceptional. They are creative, responsive, proactive, enthusiastic, client-oriented, and results-driven, to name just a few. For instance, just last night, the team was up until early in the morning helping us fix a last-minute PowerPoint. They saw the problem and came together and fixed something from a design perspective. In my opinion, they have gone beyond the call of the course. This is really only one of many examples. Please let us know if you have any further questions. I'm extremely thankful to you and for your help, which has already proven so useful to our organization." So another applause.
Yay!
Not here with us now. Then you want to say something, Amelia?
For one thing, for the credits, there are 3 people missing included. We're missing Sandra. We're missing
Sandra was there.
Yes.
Okay. I'm missing independence.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't make it.
So-
I didn't make it.
We have to make like a cut.
Okay, so you
before you go away from Emilio, I have a question for Emilio.
Yes.
Emilio, we talked very early on,
Yes.
and you were not very happy.
Yeah, I wasn't happy because we were not getting along very well. We had some problems, but at the end we managed how to work together, and it was, as you can see, successful video, successful products, and yeah.
It's I think that is a compelling story about, you know, where you start and where you finish, and how you keep believing, because, you know, you guys had all the talent, but maybe not the confidence at the beginning, and then look at what you produced. I mean, Alan and I were, you know, typing back and forth in the chat going, wasn't that clever? Look at that, you know. But that your client, that you did something for your client that wasn't even part of your charge, all of you. That's saying something that if I were hiring somebody, those are the qualities that I look for, because design talent alone is not enough to be successful. So
you're here for that.
She actually said something about us because we were just the client services and we were more in touch with her. Yeah. But the whole group did a lot amount of work. The filming was tremendous. The researching was tremendous. We had to divide it between volunteering, and we have to divide also in between fundraising, search on the platforms. So they mention us because they know us a little bit better. But for example, other members went to a reunion and to see them, to check about what they could improve, get some information. So yeah.
Yeah, good job. Great. And the highlight?
Yes, products. Somebody.
I think after Wednesday, because in the beginning we had some trouble with filming, but on Wednesday we were going extremely fast and everything was done on time. So yeah, that was a good day. Yeah.
Maybe we will keep working with them afterwards. So that's something that I want to highlight too.
Okay, thank you very much. And we have another question from your tutor. Or comments.
Comments more than questions. Hi, nice to see you again. Yeah, what can I say? As a tutor, it's a privilege to work with a group of people, students like this. I think I had a very, how do you call that, easy module with you guys as a tutor. But I want to, maybe I can say a lot of things about you, but I would like to give you some compliments on 3 things. The first thing is your organization as a team and as a group, because you completely work as one big team. Although you had troubles in the beginning, you managed to solve that by talking with it, trying out different things, and in the end coming up with a scheme for the Mondays at least that more or less worked. You even mixed the teams within the teams to create new teams on different topics. I think that was quite interesting and completely thought of by yourself. So that was on the organizational part and communication. Each time you had a problem, you discussed it, you noticed you were having troubles in the end, up until the final week, obviously, when stress kicks in. But that's natural. Right? Then you managed to overcome that as well. The second one is that what I really like on the content, besides the process, that you really understood the challenge very well. I think you really dived deep into the topics and came up with very concrete, actionable ideas that you can just pick and start implementing almost right away. Sorry, I'm talking too loud. No, but yeah, and they're closely connected to the different themes that were discussed within project communities. Yeah, like the internal organization, work teams, crowdsourcing, crowdfunding, technology stewardship, how do you deal with different things. I think all the theory or the content of the project is translated into concrete advice to your client. I think that's wonderful as well. And the final thing, and I was amazed by that, you had quite an ambitious idea for the video with the knowledge at that time of having a very skillful editor in your group. Which you in the end did not have, and that is why the video making of the video in the end took you quite a bit of struggle and time, but you did not just quit, you just managed somehow to do it with each other, and I think it's wonderful. Yeah, you're really committed, so I think it shows. Awesome. Nope. Sorry.
Okay, applause. Any other words from you guys?
I have to say again, for the video, again, a really great concept that you pulled off very well. It feels very original in terms of the way you kind of came up with a motif. Your own method for being able to represent the ideas also in a way that was really excellent to watch. So hats off to the video production crew.
Okay, Satish, you have something to
Yeah, just saying that I believe this is the best video of the whole all the presentations. Even though they're not from me, I'm a bit jealous, but let's have to say that it's one of the best. Definitely.
Well, extra applause. You guys. Okay, we're going to go on to Contra Casa. Okay.
Yep, we're going to watch right now. them finish. I think they're still watching. Okay. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, they're done.
All right. We're done watching too, Laura. So when you get a chance,
when you're ready.
When your chance, we're not being demanding. We're just you have to walk
We're
over.
being demanding. Come on, let's be demanding. They probably can't even hear us.
Yeah, they can hear us. Egg, egg, unmute, egg. Look at Laura's smile.
Laura's got a big smile.
I know. She should be after these videos, man. They're pretty awesome.
We are lucky enough to have one of our clients here today. No idea?
Can't hear.
Oh, okay. 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 Well, thank you for being here anyways. And
She doesn't want to be on camera.
Satish, would you like to comment or ask questions to your teams?
No, they are not perfect. No, just to start from.
They're wonderful. Start off with something nice, Satish. Always begin with a compliment.
I know, I'm just joking. They are a few of the brightest students this year, I believe. At least I see a lot of, how do you call it, potential. But why I'm saying that, because it's quite an interesting group of people, because initially they had troubles pick up the group work, but somehow they did learn that. I see that also in their reflections and as well as their work, that they come together and did wonderful job. So I have to give a compliment, because it's a learning process, and they did, I think, do learn that aspect, because if you put too many bright minds, it's difficult for the group work. But it's worked out quite good end of the day. And apart from that, yeah, I mean, from the content-wise, they are very outgoing to really also went for the Utrecht meeting, two representatives of the groups, and did learn a lot about it. And I hopefully see that they will actually do more in the future to understand these kind of aspects. But apart from that, they did a wonderful job.
Okay. Any other questions from other tutors? Comment from Nancy.
So I liked some of those clever touches, particularly the Konstrukasa, when the T turned into a human being. You know, we've talked with all the groups is that you have to keep the human element in this. And often when delivering information, it's easy to lose track of the human element. So it's those little touches like that I really appreciated. This I have a comment, now I can't read it. Oh, so you really developed a list of companies that they can contact?
Yes, we did, and we actually have 2 companies that are very interested in actually donating money. Wow. So 2 contacts that are very keen and that we can give to Konstrukasa, and all they have to do is get in touch with them. And
that's fabulous. You know, that's...
Okay, does Konstrukasa know this?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fabulous. It's very concrete.
The Guatemala contacts to know this. Okay. Okay, great.
Good. And then the other one was, it was great to learn about Twitch. It was like a totally new thing for me. And I, you know, in this and the last one, there were things that were new to me. And I have to tell you, in past years, often we were giving the ideas to the students because they weren't coming up with their own. And this year, you know, yours and across all the boards, the originality is really high. And I deeply appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll echo that, because I mean, I talked to them in the beginning about their idea for Twitch, and I was like, what? Wait a minute. People make thousands of dollars by watching other people play video games, but you presented the challenges, like how do you present it so you'll get the attention of these people who have the ability to draw in, because not everybody who Twitches obviously can have that impact. And great bringing together again the 2 different ideas into one package for Construcasa. I really love, I hadn't seen the Go Animate stuff before that works really effectively. Part of me feels like at some point it might be nice to interject, maybe at the end, some actual photographs. I don't know if it distracts from the animation style, but animation is really good for representing ideas, but it really helps, like Nancy was saying, on the human elements to actually be able to see, and maybe it's a separate campaign as well, but being able to see the actual impact of what this NGO does is really important.
Alan, you brought up one other thing, and this applies across all the presentations, which is when you think about selecting images out of these packages like Go Animate, sometimes they're not reflect the cultural context you're working in.
Yeah.
So it may or may not be a good choice as you use these tools going forward, thinking about, does this reflect, the reality of what we're seeing versus some kind of Northern European or North American perspective on the world. And unfortunately, a lot of the tools out there are very North-centric. So, and when you're dealing with NGOs who are South-centric, sometimes the images don't jive. So that's just something for future.
The white bald guy in the suit. I mean, he's everywhere.
Okay. Janneke, you had a question?
Yeah, well,
a comment?
We do have a representative of Construcasa, and I was wondering if you could perhaps give maybe not comment on the final result, but give a general final comment on the...
Well, that's a bit problem in the sense we had a board meeting yesterday, and actually we concluded that we quite didn't know anything what they were doing because we didn't have contact with them.
Nice.
And we found a pity. And actually, we did try email with our office in Guatemala to ask if they had contact the last week. They didn't have contact with them.
So that's an interesting comment.
I think we had a
interesting comment.
Communication, and because I didn't know what they were doing, I actually couldn't quite understand their presentation because I have absolutely no idea what Twitch is. And some of the things they said about doing there were things we already know we wanted to do. And we were very interested to get this list. We didn't see it.
Okay, very important.
I'm in contact with Julie, and I said, I had an accomplishment with Julie that I'm going to send her the video, send her the video.
And send her the list.
The thing is that I went to Utrecht to the meeting in
Utrecht, yeah.
Yeah, to the meeting, and the thing is that there's a very big lack of communication between the board of Guatemala and the board in the Netherlands. And that's what we said. And we talked to Julie, and Julie was very kind of like say like contact me, everything to me and everything, and because in Utrecht they didn't know what we were doing, they didn't know anything about us. So so that's why if we had any contact
to avoid any confusion. Actually, I saw the problem, not problem, but the situation 4 weeks back. They were confronted with 2 problem owners. One is here and one is in Guatemala. But I didn't intervene in the communication process, but I leave up to them. And they choose, or at least it was given initially, that they choose Guatemala as the problem owner.
Yeah.
So they communicated with them 100% from day 1 to the day last. So that's
okay.
Yeah, that's why maybe they didn't communicate too much with the Utrecht or Netherlands party. So that's
I think it would be a good idea to get some the feedback on this, and then get the list and.
I promised to send to Utrecht like our plan.
Yes.
That's what we're going to do.
Okay. That's perfect.
So yeah, I mean.
That's perfect. Okay.
Because they consulted and they talked about it, so it's a kind of situation that even adults, I mean, the real world we have problems.
We have
So actually it's nice to see that how they handled it, but it's they have to stick to the original script and assignments.
Okay.
And that I mean, we talked with the group. We lost your video for a second, Laura. Nancy and I had a conversation about this midpoint and some of the frustration, and And we had to say to the group, pretty much, if you're not having good contact or feedback, you can't wait always for them, and you have to go with your best design decisions. And as long as you can rationalize them, you can say, this is what we had to go with, and this is what our approach was, and this is why, and that's what you present. And so this is kind of a great example of where not all the logistics work out, but you still really come up with a compelling idea that should be of value, and then you work out the communication problems.
And it seems like we're able to knit it back together now. So now we've got contact, and that's really important. And I actually wrote a note to myself about instructions for next year, because last year we had a contact who never talked to her boss or board, and her boss or board never knew anything about it, and we realized that was a problem. And so we need to, get that set up earlier on, because this particular organization lost a $10,000 donation because of that. So the lines of communication, that's my lesson for something to improve in the design for next year of how we set this up, because it's
and honestly, it's not easy on the students, but this is actually some of the real world lessons of working with organizations, is that this stuff will happen. You will, the ideal client is always a dream.
But it was really good. Good job, and I'm really happy. I don't know your name, the person from Construcasa, but thank you for coming. Yes. And it's really helpful that you shared that comment, because it brought that lesson full around, and that's what this is about, those lessons.
Yeah. Let's hear some highlights.
Well, thank you. Bogdan wanted to say one. About the highlights.
The highlights, yeah. I just want to say some things.
Closer.
I just want to say some things first. The thing is that back in the days, in the second week, when we actually started working on the whole project, Julia from Guatemala, she took a break, and then we didn't know that we can actually contact someone else, and we didn't know of any existence of the Dutch board or somebody else that we can contact, and discuss the whole process. And Nancy and Ellen can prove that for us. The other thing is that for the video, we actually haven't used GoAnimate or something like that. We did it by ourselves. Jackie Oliver and Calvis actually helped me with the design, and we put it all together. Marie and Thomas, they were the voice behind the whole video. And yeah, as Sophie said, it was really difficult in the beginning, working together and actually do something together. So
I think you should be proud. I think
Definitely.
You should be proud.
Definitely.
It was a great experience after all. So we all learned something from this, and
I think everybody did. I think that goes for all groups. How hard it is to work with real clients, but that's the way it is. Sometimes there's misunderstandings, and sometimes it works out perfectly. So win some, lose some. Thank you very much, you guys. Great video. Applause for everybody.
I keep on thinking that you guys are harder on yourself than anyone else.
Yeah, seriously.
Maybe you guys would like to say one last word, Alan and Nancy?
I'm just blown away. I'm super impressed, not only by the videos that you produced, but hearing some of the things that you dealt with, and the descriptions of how you dealt with the organizational problems. I mean, that's and came up with ways to manage groups is something that's really compelling, especially because you went from this group of 5 to these groups of 10 or 15, and that's not hard to do, and you guys really handled that well. And then again, just hearing that you've already had an impact or already have definite deliverable ideas that we've already heard, it's sort of, I mean, Project Community has really elevated again this year in terms of the impact on these projects, and it's great to hear that some of you really developed a strong interest in the work that they're doing.
Yeah, I ditto what Alan said, and the evidence presented today is really only the tip of the iceberg, and the thoughtfulness of your reflections in your blogs and your self-awareness of your team's strengths and challenges to me, those, and to be willing to post them in public, okay, and share them in public is hugely valuable. And fabulous job, standing ovation. I'm standing O.
Oh.
Hey, Ellen, any last words?
Me? I said the first words.
Okay.
We're gonna probably wrap up. I'm gonna turn off the live broadcast, but we'll stick around for a few minutes if you want to huddle.
There's a party now, right?
There's a party now, and
I think it's a party now, right?
you should have a party. You definitely should celebrate. Congratulations again. Another great year for Project Community 2015, and hopefully there'll be a 2016.
And thanks to Laura and all the tutors as well, and all the NGOs who are still watching or listening.
Okay.
Absolutely. Signing off.
Thanks to Ellen for helping us again this year. Woo! Applause for yourself.